Okay, so here we go with our background sentences. So I'm just going to go through my hook sentence again here. So let's see how we're doing here. The phoenix burst into flames, but from the fiery ashes awoke the newborn version of the young man. Santiago. So now we might add a little hook in here, a little PLMP in Quello's Alchemist. Right, so this is the art of essay writing. You've got to realize, okay, in it's not a bad idea for me to include this little hook that sets up the context of what book I'm talking about. You should have the name of the author and the name of the novel somewhere in your introduction, right? Because now we know exactly who we're discussing. Not only do we know that we're focusing on the main character, we also know who the author is and the title of the novel. So let's see here. In Quello's Alchemist, Santiago must overcome a host of challenges as he travels towards his ultimate goal. But that goal is veiled behind the worldly distraction of his treasure. Okay, interesting. So right away, the reader's going to be scratching their chin. We've got an interesting image within the hook sentence, but it's continued on into these next set of background sentences. So you see what I mean? This is providing more information for the reader. It is connected to the novel, but it's also connected to my thesis statement, right? But that goal is veiled behind the worldly distraction of his treasure. He will have to become the phoenix and transcend the gold he thinks, there we go, he seeks to find the goal that was actually buried within himself if he wants to reach the actual peak that he desires. So again, now I'll just state this one more time. This is just our first draft, right? Now, in this week and in the next 2 weeks that are in front of us, we're going to be trying to write at least one main body paragraph of our essay, or at least one of the paragraphs of our essay each day. Okay. So the way that the essay will be structured, the marking of the essay will be structured. You guys know that this is worth 20% of your mark, right? So it is, as stated in our prompt here, this is actually the biggest single mark that you will receive in your class. But I'm not going to force you to do all the work in kind of a bubble by yourself. What we'll be doing is you're going to submit each draft of each paragraph to me. And so because the essay is 5 paragraphs long, each paragraph, the first draft will be worth 2%, okay? So all 5 paragraphs together, each first draft 2%, that means 10% for the first draft. You'll also be marked 10% for the final draft, so I'm cutting the marking in half. And what that means is you will get marks for your work that you're doing daily. So today you'll be challenging this introduction paragraph. You're going to try to write your intro today. So also, if you haven't finished reading the novel, today you should also invest a bunch of time to finish reading the novel. Okay, so now suddenly you notice what I'm doing here. I've grabbed all of the different parts of the introduction paragraph, and I'm just going to put the paragraph itself on a new page. And remember, we're working in APA here, as I stated at the beginning, so we'll want to grab the entire introductory paragraph. We will want to move it to double spaced, and then we can also see how we're doing on our word count. So you see that the words, we've got 120 so far, and remember from my original mini lecture that I did last week about essay writing, the essay writing level 1, I mentioned that the introductory paragraph should be somewhere around 125 words, right? So I'm almost bang on to that marking. And now let's read the entire paragraph and see how it kind of reads as an introductory paragraph. The phoenix burst into flames, but from the fiery ashes awoke the newborn version of the young man. In Quello's Alchemist, Santiago, so we could even add in the main character here with a scoopable phrase just to give a little bit more information, must overcome a host of challenges as he travels towards his ultimate goal. But that goal is veiled behind the worldly distraction of his treasure. He will have to become the phoenix and transcend the gold he thinks he seeks to find the gold that was actually buried within himself if he wants to reach the peak that he desires. Santiago's journey tests his character and ultimately forces him to transform in order to achieve his personal legend. Moreover, his progress to realization can be tracked through character development, omens, and the theme of achieving potential. So there you go. That's our thesis statement at the end there, and I think that overall, as a first draft, this is a fairly good effort of our introductory paragraph. So I will encourage you to challenge yourself to move through the steps just like you've seen me do here in these 2 mini lecture videos. Now, additionally, I will also state, if you haven't finished reading the novel, today you should put in some time and get your way to the end, okay? Because you need to have the book finished in order to write about it. Okay, don't forget that while you're reading, you should be doing active reading, and that means you should be taking notes about different things, different key points or key focus points within the novel that you think you might want to write about. Build your active notes, prepare yourself, and challenge the introductory paragraph first draft today. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's write an essay.